Hi everyone and welcome, this is the Apostate Prophet. On the weekend I saw something interesting. Sinead O'Connor, someone whom we have missed a lot, was on the Irish channel RTE1 to talk about Islam. Or at least on YouTube, there is a 3-minute video in which she talks mainly about Islam. I believe she also talked about different things while she was on the show. But what is interesting is that Sinead O'Connor was basically dead, gone for a very long time. And now we're talking about her again because of Islam, which kind of makes me think, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I mean, the last time we heard about Sinead O'Connor, she had serious mental problems and was pretty suicidal. And now she has converted to Islam. Suicide Islam, suicide Islam, suicide Islam. Anyways, I think it's not really relevant. I think on an intellectual level, no one should really care. And it's also sad that I want to be very serious with this for 1 second. I don't want to offend anyone about this. But it also needs to be said that Sinead O'Connor really has mental problems. I don't want to mock her for those mental problems. I won't do that. The problem is that there is a significant Muslim population that will take Sinead O'Connor seriously as long as she says something positive about Islam and as long as she is a celebrity that has converted to Islam. If one day she leaves Islam, and I'm pretty sure that will happen, then of course they will be the first who will say, well, look at how often she changed her mind in the past. She had problems anyways. With that being said, let's listen to what she has said about Islam.
The word revert, it refers to the idea that if you were to study the Quran, you would realize that you were a Muslim all your life and you didn't realize it.
The Muslim explanation is normally that every person is born with the nature of Islam, and their parents make them Jews and Christians and whatever.
I'm 52. I grew up in a very different Ireland to the one that exists now, and it was a very oppressed country, religiously speaking. And everybody was miserable. Nobody was getting any joy in God. So I started reading the scriptures when I was very young child, and I left Islam to last because I had so much prejudice about Islam, you know.
Yes.
And then when I started reading, and I read just chapter 2 alone of the Quran, I realized, oh my God, I'm home. I've been a Muslim all my life and I didn't realize it.
Alif Lam Mim. This is the book about which there is no doubt, a guidance for those conscious of Allah, who believe in the unseen, establish prayer, and spend out of what we have provided for them, and who believe in what has been revealed to you, and what was revealed before you, and of the hereafter. They are certain in faith. Those are upon guidance from their Lord, and it is those who are the successful. Indeed, those who disbelieve, it is all the same for them whether you warn them or not. They will not believe. Allah has set a seal upon their hearts, and upon their hearing, and over their vision is a veil, and for them is a great punishment. In their hearts is a disease, so Allah has increased their disease, and for them is a painful punishment because they habitually used to lie. Allah mocks them and prolongs them in their transgression while they wander blindly, deaf, dumb, and blind, so they will not return to the right path. You want to tell me that the Irish Catholic environment made you feel dark, made you feel accused, made you feel hated, but this made you feel like you are at home and you were always a Muslim?
It's a way of thinking, Islam.
Yes.
You could almost be a Muslim without actually officially being a Muslim.
Yeah.
It's a headset. A Muslim is only a person who believes that nothing in the universe should be worshipped except God.
Wrong. A Muslim is by definition someone who testifies that Allah is the only God, that no God exists beside him, and that Muhammad is his messenger. This person's allegiance to Islam is testified by the 5 pillars of Islam, which are compulsory acts, and his faith are testified by the 6 articles of faith. It's not a way of thinking. You can't be almost a Muslim or a Muslim by just believing that none can be worshipped but God.
So you've embraced it in all its totality, I suppose you could say it.
Just to be whatever, but like in the same way that I would have embraced Christianity, there's things I like and things I don't like, and you know, things I identify with and things I don't identify with. Do you know what I mean?
Whoa. Let me stop you there. This is absolutely not I can't even speak. This is absolutely not acceptable in Islam. This is forbidden talk. This is heresy. In Islam, you have left Islam if you reject something within Islam. You are no longer a Muslim. You are a kafir, an infidel. You are a believer if you make Muhammad a judge over everything and have no opposition to him at all. If you hear the message of the Quran, you are supposed to say, I believe in all of it, and I obey. There is no accepting some things and rejecting other things, identifying with some things and not identifying with other things. That's not what Islam is. Islam literally means submission. What are you expecting?
But I really, really felt like, oh my God, I'm home. The reason why I liked it too is that the Quran, its reason for existing is to confirm all previous scripture.
Yeah.
And to complain that that scripture has been tampered with. And that's when I was like, holy God, I'm home. Because when I was a kid, they were tampering with the scriptures. They're telling you God hates you. They're telling you to be a good person. You have to think you're a bad person.
No, hold on. That's not what that means. Islam teaches that previous scripture, the Bible, was revealed by Allah, but that it has been tampered with. What that means and how it is generally understood is not that people today take things out of context and misinterpret them. The same thing could be said about Islam, because it's done everywhere. What that means is that Jews and Christians falsified their scripture before Islam, and that therefore Christianity and Judaism are not acceptable any longer, because their scripture has been lost, has been faked, has been falsified, and is no longer valid, no longer divine.
You've gone with the hijab and...
Yeah, not all the time now. I wear it when I feel like it. Sometimes I wear a different thing or sometimes I don't.
Did that change with the wind?
I don't know, because there's no rules
Yeah.
as such. Do you know what I mean? I would associate myself with the Sufi element of Islam. I'm not at my age required to wear hijab.
Dear Muslims around the world, please tell me what you think about this. There is no such thing as you have a choice when to wear a hijab, when not to wear a hijab. If you are a Muslim woman, you are required, you are obligated to wear the hijab. It is a compulsion. The Quran orders women to wear the hijab. Never ever does any Islamic scripture, the Quran or the Hadith, allow women to have any choice in this. In fact, the Quran says that once Allah and Muhammad have made a decision in something, that you have no further choice in that. You have to obey. That is Islam. She said she identifies with the Sufi order, with the Sufi side of Islam. Sufism is mysticism. I talked about it before. I was also part of a Sufi order, and I was also a mysticist when I was a Muslim, for the most important part. Sufi orders don't have a completely different ruling, a completely different legislative of Islam. The same thing applies. The hijab is compulsory in society. Taking it off is corruption, is disobedience. It is forbidden. To an individual, taking off the hijab is forbidden. That's why we say hijab is rape culture. Because if you take it off, you are basically described as a disbelieving, immoral woman, as a slave or a whore.
Why I like Islam is I get to keep Christianity and I get to keep Judaism, which is both two religions I loved and studied. You know? It's, to me, the hijab is the same as when I used to wear a crucifix.
Yes.
It's just identifying yourself as being Muslim.
Yes.
No. You cannot keep Christianity and Judaism while you believe in Islam. The Quran clearly says that no other religion is accepted but Islam, that all other religions are emptiness, hellfire. The Quran also calls Christians and Jews the worst of creation. When we come to the hijab, it is a symbol in a way. She is somehow right. It is not for non-Muslim women, it's for Muslim women. Because non-Muslim women are immoral and dirty, and Muslim women are pure and need to be protected from the dirty desires of men. If they take off the hijab, they are whores, of course. But it is not just a symbol. It's not just a sign to show that you are part of the family, that you are a Muslim. It is much more than that. It is a requirement by the faith. It is about sex. Well, that's it. In the rest, they basically talk about motorcycles and how a hijab rides a motorcycle. Very nice imagination. Anyways, so in this short clip of Sinead O'Connor, we can see that she is brutally misinterpreting and misrepresenting Islam, which is why some people think, oh, Islam is quite nice, it's quite okay. And that's kind of the reason I chose to talk about this topic, because I just can't tolerate such misinformation. It might be that she doesn't really know about the faith, that she's still learning. But if she is still learning, if you are still learning, if you know this little, and if you have this much of a corrupted interpretation of Islam, such a serious religious system, then how right is it to go on a talk show, on a national talk show that will attract global attention, and then talk wrongly about Islam? It's probably a bad move. The thing is, she is a woman. She's no longer allowed to sing in public. But in the rest of the show, she sang 2 songs, one of which is Nothing Compares to You, which admittedly is a very beautiful song, which she has ruined now. But she's not even allowed to sing that song according to Islam, but she did it anyways. So the basic idea here is that she's very much misrepresenting Islam, and that's what all of this is about. Most of the Muslims, most of Muslim scholars and Muslim apologists would probably agree with me in saying that Sinead O'Connor doesn't properly represent Islam. The way she explains Islam and represents Islam is wrong. That's not how Islam is. But the thing is, they won't do it, because that would discredit Islam, and they don't want to discredit Islam. Which is why you have me. She looks quite interesting on stage with this, with red stuff on, which I think looks very, very highly inappropriate for Islam. But whatever. It's Sinead O'Connor. Tomorrow she'll probably announce that she's actually not a Muslim, that she just did it because some people told her that being Islam was a good idea. I don't know, maybe tomorrow she will be an ex-Muslim, and she will create a YouTube channel and will criticize Islam, and will say, I am an ex-Muslim, I know so much about Islam. I hope at least she knows how to sing the Islamic call for prayer by now, and say the Prophet Muhammad's name. Damn! Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in a proper video. Have a great day and stay away from Islam.